recording the lecture. Yes, I welcome all of you to Introductory Biotechnology and Genetic Engineering course. And Professor Ashraful Haq and I shall deliver this course uh, uh, to you. And now we can see 92 students attending this course out of 94. Unfortunately, two students somehow, for some reason, they are missing. We understood that you are now living remote from the universities. As a result, electricity, internet connection, and many other reasons may be challenging for you to attend the course. But we shall have an alternative virtual classroom, that is Facebook group. So what I shall do, every lecture, I and Professor Ashraful, we shall upload the lecture and lecture notes in our Facebook group, so that those who misses the class can get the resources for learning and engage yourself for learning. Another important point is that all the classes from my side, I shall record the class and then upload in my YouTube channel and share with you the link, so you can get the video lecture as many times you can rewind it, and you can enjoy the lecture. But when you are attending the lecture, you must follow some rules. Number one rule is that please keep you mute, uh, uh, and so that no noise can interrupt the class. Second point is that when you want to speak and ask the question, unmute yourself. uh, I can see many of you have not yet been uploaded your picture in the Zoom. When you subscribe for the Zoom, the best idea is to put your picture. Yes, put your picture so that we can see the picture, not only the name. So, are you sharing the file, your photo? Please do not share any file or any photo without my permission. This is not allowed. We can see a photo, yes. Please do not share any file, because only instructor, I and Ashraful Haq, we can share the screen, the files. If you want to share something which is relevant to your course, you are you have to get the permission from the instructor. Then it would be very nice. So let me start the course outline. The most important thing, the course outline, what you are going to learn, already been uploaded in your Facebook group. So you can have the titles of tentative titles of all the lectures and which teacher will deliver the lecture. It will give you, advanced understanding what you are going to learn through the course, the objectives of the course, and the evaluation systems and all other things. So I think it is not so important to discuss in a lecture. I am going to start your introductory lecture now through presenting the some slides. So your course title is Introductory Biotechnology and Genetic Engineering, and the course code is BTL 410. Uh, and here I would like to introduce our faculty members. You can see already Professor Ashraful Haq is attending today's lecture in the orientation lecture. And I am Tofazzal Islam, Dr. Deepali Rani Gupta, our associate professor, Professor Mahbubur Rahman. He is basically a fisheries biotechnology He's our another professor, full professor. And Dr. Shah Mohammad Naimul Islam, he is now in Australia uh, in study leave. He's an associate professor. Musrat Jahan Shurubi, she's doing a PhD in Germany. She is an assistant professor. So our faculty members now six faculty members, and we are expecting to, increase the faculty members. And due to COVID-19, some recruitment is now hampered. Anyway, I would like to start with a great statement which was given by Carl Edward Sagan. He said, "We are arranged a civilization in where most crucial elements profoundly depend on science and technology." That means uh, whatever around us, the lecture I am delivering and you are receiving, all are science and technology. We are using the information and communication technology to deliver a lecture from my house, and you are scatteredly in your house all over the country. So we are living in the midst of uh, technology, a new world which is full of technology. Whatever we are using and whatever we are seeing around us, almost all are technology. So our objectives of today's lecture to describe basic concepts of biotechnology and genetic engineering, and to explain the scope and application of biotechnology and genetic engineering, and to define gene genome editing, including the CRISPR-Cas, because this is a very fascinating, revolutionary technology. In first class, I am trying to just introduce you what is it, gene editing, and to introduce some application of biotechnology and genetic engineering. So you have seen lots of objectives today, but as it is an introductory class, I shall not go through the whole lecture. Share some of the basic concepts on biotechnology. So, concept and potentials of biotechnology for why biotechnology is important, and why are biotechnology and genetic engineering can be used in our country, not only our country, all over the world, because biotechnology uh, is considered the technology for 21st century. Uh, we are living now in 21st century, and 21st century, the technology of information technology and biotechnology are considered the technology for 21st century. So we can see lots of magic, lots of miracles through the information and communication technology as well as biotechnology. So what biotechnology can bring for us? One is food security, because global population is increasing very fast. Even population in Bangladesh is also increasing very fast. It is estimated that by the year 2050, that is 2050, the world population will reach to nearly 10 billion. Now it is 7.3 billion. So ensuring food security would be the most important challenging factor. And due to global climate change, food production, agricultural productivity is now under big challenge. And this is why in a sustainable development goal, perhaps you have heard that SDG, which has been announced by uh, United Nations for all the countries to achieve 17 goals. The second goal is freedom from hunger, free from hunger. So food security is the most important. Second is a clean environment. So to keep environment clean is very important due to industrialization and use of agrochemicals and other synthetic materials in agriculture and industrial effluents. All are creating, and human activities all are creating serious burden to our environment. So to keep clean our environment is one of the important target of the sustainable development goal, as well as for the sustainability of the development and sustainability in our agricultural productivity. Sound health, this is most important because you see, due to the emergence of the COVID-19 pandemic, human life is seriously being threatened. Millions of people have been infected by COVID-19 in 216 countries and territories, and it has been spreaded all over the world very fast. The disease originated in the Wuhan province of Wuhan city of China, and now you and I all are confined in the house, and many thousands of people have been killed. So ensuring sound health is the most important. You know how biotechnology can ensure the sound health. Biotechnology in the COVID-19, when it emerged in China, within a week, scientists sequenced the virus, whole genome sequence been done. After sequencing, scientists got the clue for developing the real-time PCR, RT-PCR for diagnosis the disease. Till now, this is a very important, gold standard method to diagnose the pathogen in the suspected patient, and it helps us to trace the pathogen spread, as well as keep the person isolated so that further spread cannot be taken place. And the vaccine, we are waiting for the vaccine. Vaccine is also a biotechnology. So molecular vaccines are being discovered. Hundreds of vaccines are now in the race. Moderna vaccine or Oxford vaccine, they are shedding light in our hope. So biotechnology can ensure the sound health of the people. Another point is industrial development. And biotechnology, as name implies that it is technology. So without biotechnology, we cannot prosper our industrial development. So in industry, for example, vaccine is will be an industrial product. So not only vaccine, new product in agriculture, even the insulin we are using for the diabetic patient, they are industrially being produced by the use of recombinant DNA technology or genetic engineering. So industrial development in the 21st century would be boosted by the application of biotechnology. And obviously the better life. Better life means if you can ensure all these, food security, clean environment, sound health, and industrial development, you must have the better life, better job, or like that. So this is a very simple and exciting, graph I made using the population data available in the Wikipedia. You can see from the birth of Christ, Jesus Christ, the population was almost static. Population was almost static until 16th century. But after that, in 17th century, we witnessed the industrial revolution after the discovery of engine. Engine was discovered by British scientist, and after the discovery of uh, uh, engine, industrial revolution taken place, and now everywhere we use some engine, and engine are backed by the fossil fuel, and running by the fossil fuel. One man, by using a switch, can do the job of hundreds of people. So industrial revolution increased the capacity of human. We can make now multi-storied building, big bridge like Podba bridge, due to the industrial revolution. And in middle of 20th century, green revolution taken place. Do you know who was the father of the green revolution? He was Professor Norman Borlaug. Norman Borlaug, he was a fantastic researcher. He developed the disease resistant high yielding varieties. And green revolution, due to green revolution, we can now feed 160 million or more people in our country. So industrial revolution and green revolution, helped human to become more, powerful, and to produce more food. But what happened? Human population, you can see, escalating very fast. Now 7.3 billion population, and it is increasing very fast. I mentioned to you that it will reach to the nearly 10 billion by the year 2050. And this population increase in the earth has a limited and natural resources. And the use of industrial revolution and green revolution, both revolution brought us lots of blessings, lots of capacity, but they also brought us some of the problem. For example, in industrial revolution, to run any engine, you need to use fuel, fossil fuel, and burning of fossil fuel, creating the problem in our atmosphere. That means atmospheric gases are being changed, which is called greenhouse gases. And increase of the greenhouse gas, the global warming. Similarly, uh, green revolution. Similarly, green revolution, as we are using huge amount of inputs in agriculture, also polluted the environment. Here you can see, due to the industrial revolution, global warming has increased by about 0.7 degrees Celsius since 1900. So it is increasing, and it is a new threat to the our earth. Another and these global warming can affect the energy production, food production, and water. These are the basic requirements for our better life. So they will be affected, and already been estimated by International Atomic Energy Agency that 50% of the increased demand by the 2030. Similarly, food security, for food security, by the year 2050, we need to increase our food production 70 to 100% to feed the increased population. It was estimated by FAO. And increased demand, around 30% of increased demand in water will be, drinking water will be increased by the year 2030, which is estimated by IFRI. So these are the challenges in front of us, and to address these challenges, biotechnology could be one of the emerging tool that can help us. So green revolution, as I mentioned, ensured our food security, but it degraded our environment. So green revolution helped avoid widespread famine, because in Bangladesh, famine and hunger was always with us. But green revolution helped us to feed the people, avoid the famine, And now Bangladesh is nearly self-sufficient. Even in the COVID-19 period, we are nearly self-sufficient in our food, and it is due to Green Revolution. But it deteriorated natural resources such as soil, destroyed the soil health, affected the soil health, affected the water bodies. Bangladesh is famous for rivers, and our rivers' water are seriously, badly polluted by the, different agrochemicals that or industrial effluents that we are generating. As a result, our rivers are not rich as they were rich in fishes, affected the biodiversity and human health. And we are now under the question of the food we are eating, whether they are safe or not. So Green Revolution seems unable to meet future food security and made agriculture highly dependent on fossil fuels, because all the machines, all the industries are now running by the fossil fuels. That means petroleum. And when you burn the fossil fuels, you release the greenhouse gases to the environment, accelerate the climate change, and it is a big problem. We have to find the alternative way. So biotechnology might be an effective tool for future food security. So this is why biotechnology and genetic engineering is considered everywhere as an emerging area of science. In Bangladesh, 35 universities have Department of Biotechnology, as well as we have a National Institute of Biotechnology. We have National Policy for Biotechnology, Steering Committee of Biotechnology, which is headed by our Prime Minister. So biotechnology, we have biosafety guidelines, and we already introduced a genetically engineered crop, BT brinjal. We shall discuss more detail later on, and golden rice and many other miracle crops developed through the biotechnology now underway. Biotechnology is needed because other reason also. Here you can see food grain increase is now almost in plateau. Plateau means increasing very slowly, but population is increasing very fast because green revolution technology, they are saturated. Any technology, they have certain limits. So we need some new technology so that we can make a breakthrough in increasing the productivity as well as the quality of the crop. And here you can see the fertilizer application. We are using more fertilizer day by day, but crop productivity is not increased as increased in the past. In last century, crop increase due to fertilizer increase is slower. That means production cost is highly increased. Now in agriculture, the biggest problem is production cost is very high. Huge inputs are being used, but farmers are not getting the profit. The product they are getting after selling, they see that production cost sometimes higher than the input cost they used. So let us know more academically, academic definition of biotechnology. What is biotechnology? It is very simple definition that using scientific methods with organisms to produce new products or new forms of organisms. That means biotechnology, this term comes from two words, bios and technos. Bios means life, biology, living organism. Technology means some instrument or some human created intervention. So biotechnology using scientific methods which with organisms, obviously associated with organism, living organism, not only your crops, but also any living organism to produce new products or new forms of organisms. Or a little bit more elaborate definition is any technological application that uses biological systems, living organisms, or derivatives thereof to make or modify products or processes for specific use. So this is a very precise definition. If you are asked in your exam the definition of biotechnology, you may prefer this one because it is one of the most acceptable definition. Now you may ask question whether biotechnology is new in the 21st century. No, biotechnology is not new. It is a history old technology. For example, uh, uh, before the birth of Christ, 1500 years before the birth of Christ, as a human being in this earth used yeast for bread making. We are still using yeast for making the bread and cake, and yeast fermentation technology has been used in the past, even in the modern life. Fruit juice, wine industry, alcohol industry, brewing beverages, all are being used, even before the 1500 years before the birth of Christ. That means biotechnology is not a brand new technology, brand new area of science. For example, in our land, yogurt, doi, uh, uh, which we prepare from the milk, animal milk. Yogurt actually produced by the use of living bacteria, lactobacillus. So lactobacillus convert milk into yogurt or curd, which is very, very, healthy for human. And those bacteria containing yogurt is a biotechnology. It is called classical biotechnology. And if you take one glass of bacteria, you are taking, 1,000 crores of, bacteria, and those living bacteria is good for our health. Do you know that we are also carrying huge number of bacteria in our body? In an adult human, it has been estimated by the research of Cambridge University, an adult human carrying 3 to 6 pounds of microorganisms in their body, and total number is 150 species, about 150 species, and they are beneficial for us, they are helping for us. Scientists discovered those bacteria, and some of them are commercialized as probiotic bacteria. So in Europe, you can find probiotic, that means beneficial bacteria capsule or tablet. So if you take those capsule, then you can enhance the digestion, because our intestine is full of billions of bacteria, and they are helping us to digest food, keeping us to immune against the diseases, and also promoting our growth, and by many ways they are helping us to keep and maintain the sound health. So biotechnology is always with us. And one fascinating story I told you, human DNA contains 33% genes from the microorganisms, not from the primate or other vertebrate organisms. That means over the years of association with microorganism, human also carrying the genes from the microorganism, and human is a natural transgenic and GM. Very fascinating. I shall discuss this topic later on. So you can see how biotechnology evolves and offering the benefit. First generation, crop production and pest management, agronomic traits was developed. And second generation, agronomic traits, crop yield and drought tolerance. These are used in the Green Revolution by using the classical breeding. But quality traits, human nutrition or animal productivity, biotechnology is now emerging to use the more advanced, sophisticated engineering technology and biomaterials are now being produced. So biotechnology phase by phase, now we are at the age of gene editing technology. As you can edit the text in your laptop or Microsoft Word, you can edit the gene of an organism. This is called bioediting. Bioediting, if you change a gene, then you can change the trait, that is properties, behavior or of an organism. And if you remove a bad gene from the genome of an organism, for example, a person is genetically inherited a gene responsible for diabetes. If you remove it from the human genome of that person, then he will be free from diabetes for his whole life. So this type of revolutionary gene therapy like technology is coming in future. So DNA sequence of organism can be changed by using genetic engineering. Genetic engineering is the most sophisticated engineering which can change the DNA of living organisms to create something new. You know, the DNA is a black box of, secret codes of life. All, properties, activities carrying properties are written in small codes in the DNA. DNA is a biopolymer, nucleic acid. Obviously, you studied a lot in your biochemistry course. So DNA in all organisms is a double helical structure which contains ATGC, units, and it is a polymer, and the sequence of ATGC is mysterious. You cannot find a sequence of an organism, any organism's DNA, same to other organisms. Even in Homo sapiens, we are now 7.3 billion people in the earth. Sequence of every person is unique, not the same. So this is why diversity in different organisms we can see. You would be wondered to know that DNA sequence of chimpanzee and human is nearly 99% similar, but 1% dissimilarities made us human and chimpanzee as chimpanzee. So these organisms are called genetically modified organisms. When we change the DNA of a living organisms to create something new is called genetically modified organism. If I ask you a question, are there any genetically modified organism in Bangladesh? The answer would be yes. In Bangladesh, in 2014, Bangladesh introduced a plant called BT brinjal. BT brinjal means brinjal, eggplant, begun, which is prone to brinjal fruit and shoot borer. Brinjal fruit and shoot borer is a dangerous pathogen, difficult to control by pesticide. So scientists introduced a gene called BT gene from a bacterium, Bacillus thuringiensis, a cry1AC gene in the genome of DNA of brinjal. And miraculously, that brinjal became tolerant to that insect. So brinjal shoot and fruit borer no more longer can infect that brinjal, and it is a GMO, and it helps us to completely reduce the pesticide for controlling that particular insect. So you can keep your environment free as well as reduce the cost of production of brinjal. There are lots of other examples. Bacteria that produce human insulin is a recombinant DNA technology used genetically engineered bacteria, because insulin we cannot donate. Human can produce insulin, and important for sugar metabolism in the body. But diabetic patient, they have defect in the insulin production, so they have to take insulin from the external sources. This is why biotechnology and genetically engineered insulin is now commercially available and all over the world. Even the country which does not like GMO, for example, Bhutan, they also use GM insulin because there is no alternative. Genetically modified organisms are called transgenic organisms. Mostly, if you introduce a gene from other organism, then it is called transgenic organism, since genes are transferred from one organism to another. And biotechnology now able to transfer a gene from any organism to any organism. There is no boundary. So this is all for today's academic lecture, and I think it is better to listen something from you, how you feel this course, and if you have any question, I shall discuss more. So what you are advisable to you, please unmute yourself and one by one ask the question and your impression about the first class. Today is 20th September, a historic day for BSMRAU. We introduced online course for the undergrad students. So we are now connected due to this one, and historic pandemic we are now experiencing, and this is the one of the smartest adaptation way to be connected, to make you connected to your university and to your instructors. So Dr. Ashraful, do you add something, any comment, and then I shall ask question from the students.
Thank you, Professor Tofazzal Islam. I heard your lecture nicely. It's a wonderful lecture, basic lecture. Hope you enjoy next class. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Professor Ashraful Haq, and he will be with you throughout the course, and obviously you can hear lots from him about the fascinating stories on this subject. So I am expecting a question from the student, not only question, any type of impression, because we are now experiencing a deadly pandemic, and in 100 years, this type of pandemic is absent. In last pandemic was 1918 to 1920, which was called Spanish flu, and which killed 5 crores of people in the earth. But due to biotechnology application, fast detection of COVID-19 by using RT-PCR, we are able to decrease the death rate all over the world. Okay, please ask a question. I am
we have only 3 minutes in hand.
Yeah, please. Tanvir, are you attending? Tanvir, who opened the Facebook group?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you share your any thought, any comment, or any question? Let me start with you. How is your situation? Where you are locating now?
Sir, I'm looking at you, sir. Sir, I'm in Bogor, sir.
Okay.
Sir. স্যার নেটওয়ার্কে মাঝে মাঝে একটু সমস্যা হয়েছে স্যার, দেখা যাচ্ছে কথা মাঝে মাঝে আটকায় গেছে, অনেকেই
Acha.
মেসেজ দিচ্ছে।
This is very important point. Yes. Unfortunately, yesterday we were talking about how can we make whole Bangladesh within Wi-Fi, and this type of dreaming project is now considering due to COVID-19. Yes, we are delivering the lecture. Some students have poor connection. Some students have, even no electricity. Lots of challenges. But this effort is to overcome the barriers. Thank you very much. Any other student, please ask the question.
Sir.
Onik Shah.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Thank you. If I want to cultivate BT brinjal, then where should I try to find the seed or seedlings of BT brinjal?
A very good question. BT brinjal seeds last year, 65,000 farmers cultivated, and farmers have the capacity to, get the seeds, because any farmer can get the seed from the ripened brinjal. So it is now available in the farmers' hand, as well as Bangladesh Agricultural Research Institute, BADC. They have the seeds. So the best source would be to knock the Bangladesh Agriculture Research Institute, BARI. And if you knock, your local agricultural extension officer, I hope they can give you the source. Where are you living now?
Sir, I am from Shirazganj. I am now in Shirazganj Shodor Upajaga
Okay,
district.
Shirazganj Shodor. I heard Shirazganj also cultivated the BT brinjal so far. So I hope if you contact with agriculture officer, extension officer, you can get it. Or as you are a student of BSMRAU, after COVID, you can knock the Bangladesh Agricultural Research Institute, BARI. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Is there any additional requirement for cultivating BT brinjal? Additional?
No additional. It is like normal brinjal.
Normal brinjal.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Thank you very much.
I am expecting more questions because we have some more time. Few minutes time. And please share your experiences, how you are feeling by attending this, online class after a long pause. You can speak in Bangla, I don't mind.
Sir, it is very interesting, but net
Yasin Islam.
get very problem. Yes, sir.
Okay.
The class is very interesting, but net creates very problem, sir.
You are facing problem of what?
Net problem, sir.
Net problem, yes. This is very sad thing. So what you can do, when you get the better net connection, I shall upload the lecture in YouTube and share with you the YouTube link. So when you have better connection, you can go through, and you can also go through the PowerPoint slide. Thank you, Yasin.
Thank you, sir.
Any more? I am expecting question from some female students, girl student.
স্যার, আমরা করোনা ভাইরাসকে কি জিন এডিটিং এর মাধ্যমে চেঞ্জ করতে পারি? তাহলে তো ভ্যাকসিনের দরকার পড়ে না।
Who are speaking? What is your name?
স্যার, আমার নাম মৌ রায়।
Mou Rai. Very, very good question. Yes. Whether we can change the, coronavirus, we can keep us free from coronavirus by gene editing or genetic engineering or not. Yesterday we had a webinar with some scholars of Bangladesh Academy of Science, Dr. Firdaus Kadri, who is the expert of who. Someone asked similar question. Yes, it can, because coronavirus, the spike protein bind to human by through the SEE receptor. If we can change that receptor, then the lock key present in the coronavirus cannot open the lock of human DNA. But in case of application of genetic engineering in human is still restricted, not straightforward, because this is an emerging area. And a couple of years ago, one scientist in China used gene editing for editing the germline, and two twin babies was born with edited gene, which was serious criticism all over the world, because we believe that human DNA is very complex. We are not yet mature enough to apply gene editing immediately to the human, because that editing may have other consequences. But theoretically, it is possible. Practically, there are some still regulations, regulatory obligations, ethical obligations to start using gene editing directly to human. But coronavirus is giving a new thought. In US, some scientists are advocating to try to edit the gene responsible for SCE receptor, angiotensin receptor. And if you can change the receptor, coronavirus never can enter into the human. Theoretically is okay, but practically vaccine is considered the safest one, not genetic engineering at this moment. But in future, the situation will be changed when technology would be more safe and more, we have a knowledge about the genome of human and other organisms. Thank you. Very nice.
Time is over.
Time is over. It's okay. One more question. Last question. Then I shall end the course with giving you a big thank you. One last question from the female student, because female students are the most talented student in the past batches I enjoyed. Any question? Okay. If you have no question, I would like to. Yes.
I would like to ask a question.
Yes. Last question.
Sir, is there any harmful effect on health from BT brinjal, human body?
BT brinjal? Hello?
Hello?
Can you ask the question again?
Sir, I ask you that is there any harmful effect on human body from BT brinjal?
No. Till now, there is no report, and BT technology is not harmful for the human health, because you are changing a single gene in the big ocean-like genome of the brinjal, and it does not change anything which is harmful for the human. So thank you very much, and I wish you a healthy and safe life during this pandemic. Please take care, and if you have any more question, please ask through the Facebook group. Thank you very much, and hope to see you in the next class. Have a nice day.